All right, everyone, so we are back to Sage Modeler again. You used this platform before to create a model of your ecosystem so you could visualize how different components would interact and impact each other. Along with being great for creating system models, Sage Modeler also has some helpful tools for visualizing our data that we can use in our experiment. So on the previous slide, you'll find a link to a Sage Modeler page that we set up with all of your soil moisture and decomposition data uploaded. So when you click on it, it will bring you to this page where I am right here. So as you can see, we have a few tables, one with decomposition data, soil moisture data, and then our research questions at the top. Because we always want to remember when we're analyzing data that we are trying to use this to answer these questions. So I think it's helpful to have them there. So what we're going to do is walk through some ways we can analyze our soil moisture data together, and then you can analyze the decomposition data on your own. So I'm going to minimize this for now so I have a little more space to work with here. And in our table, we have all of our soil moisture measurements. So we have the plot number that they were measured in, the mulch treatment, so which type of mulch, woody mulch, no mulch, or straw-like, and then a soil moisture reading, and that's the percent volumetric water content. So to answer our first research question about soil moisture, we need to know which is the highest and lowest between the three mulch treatments. And by looking at the data here, it's really hard to say. It's kind of just a list of numbers. But we can make a graph to help plot these points and visualize it. So to make a graph, you can hit on this graph icon up at the kind of upper right. And that creates an empty graph on our page. And so what I want to know is how soil moisture is differed in our mulch treatments. I'm going to just drag mulch treatment from the table here, and you can pull it straight into this table. So now we have our three different treatment types, but there's no data, so they're kind of just stacked on top of each other. But what I want to compare is soil moisture. So I'm going to drag that into this axis here. So now each of these data points is one of those soil moisture measurements. So here in no mulch is all of the soil moisture measurements taken in that treatment, and same for straw-like and woody. You can click on each data point if you want details. So for example, this data point was a woody mulch and the soil moisture was 44.33%. So as you can see, each mulch treatment had some higher and lower readings, but we want to know overall or in general if one was higher than the others. So we want to have you all think, how can we find one number that represents all of these data points? So one number to represent no mulch, one number to represent straw-like, and one to represent woody. Take a moment to brainstorm some ideas about how you might calculate a number like that. And then we will come back to these graphs in a moment.